Now, I will say this. I love to vent, especially when I'm on the meds, my universal plant meds, the cannabis. So I've been, I don't, that was in my braces. I fell on them recently. But anyway, so yeah, I've been telling people recently. I've been noticing a lot of people getting into the emotion about the return, of the reawakening, revelations or whatever. And everybody's not really spiritual or can't handle the situation or they don't believe in God. And I tell people, just because you don't believe in God or can't really comprehend it or don't want to accept it right now at the time, doesn't mean you shouldn't listen. Just listen. Because right now is a serious time and eventually you will have to accept reality for what it is, because he is gonna pull, I won't say pull the trigger, he is gonna switch the cord eventually. And only the chosen ones will enter the gates. And all those people who didn't want to believe and knew better and had all the warnings, saw, seen, felt, heard, all the warnings, and didn't want to accept it, didn't want to listen. Because you was in your feelings, you wanted to be in control, you just didn't want to believe, or you were afraid, or whatever your reason is, it's still not an excuse. You knew God existed, and you didn't want to go for what it was, because you did not want to accept that reality. But guess what? That's not reality. And here's the thing, the irony. You can make up reality because God has actually given you that power. It's called imagination. That's how you were created. God imagined you. You were literally created from nothing. Space is nothing. And it's like everyone is so bland nowadays that they think having imagination is crazy. They think anyone that think outside the box is crazy. No one doesn't even believe that we have a moon or the sun or God or other planets or a universe or a multiverse. They don't even believe we have aliens. Did you forget you are even human? Did you forget you have multi-organisms inside your body keeping you alive, yet you are only one human being? You have a lot of organs in your body. You have trillions of cells inside your body, but you are only one person. You have to really think about these things, people. There are a lot of galaxies inside this universe. Of course, God exists. And yes, we are going to talk about these things later inside, other videos. But there are a lot of things people actually got wrong and interpreted wrong, including inside the Bible. The Bible was told wrong. Oh, and by the way, people need to also realize the Bible does not tell you what to do next. The Bible is a past tense. It's an old book. It tells you what not to do so you don't repeat the same mistakes. It's a table of contents. And they teach it wrong at that. So I'm really here to clarify you on what that is. That's what my purpose is. Me and God had that talk. That's a whole nother subject. But me and God had that talk on why I should come back to this universe on Earth, so I could clarify things, which will be a whole nother video, an entirely new video. But anyways, yeah, so people need to really get outside their minds and stop being single-minded and really think. Because there's a lot of things that they don't want you to know, which is why we are so enslaved and why they have you in a box inside this 9 to 5, inside this imprisonment that they called the Matrix, that you thought was fake. But no, this is a real illusion that you are in. People don't even have dreams anymore. You can't even daydream anymore because they call you crazy. They will call you insane. Now that's crazy. Really think about that. Or they would say you're on drugs. You would have to be on drugs or crazy to have an imagination. That's crazy. They are trying to make you lose your natural talent, your natural ability. That's why no one has soul anymore. They would rather kill you, take your soul away from you, than allow you to use your soul that God has given you. And you will run to them first before you will run to God. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Yet you call someone who trusts in God crazy? People, you really need to think. Meow. But just saying, why? But no, for real. Like, for an example, light itself. Light is not an object. Darkness is not an object. Darkness is not evil. People keep referring to darkness as evil. Darkness is not evil at all. It's a shadow, and it can only be casted, just like light. Light is not an object. It can only be casted. Casted from some type of source, and that's God. God is light. God is the only true light of the universe, and it's blinding. That's why you can't really look at him. You can't see him, because you will go blind. And the only way you know that it's light is because of darkness. There can't be darkness without light. That's why in heaven is nothing but light. And on this side is just darkness. But heaven is still here. And apparently this is still here. But it's not hell, it's just darkness. People have a lot of things backwards. Yeah, it's energy. It really is. That's why when you see an object move, you see the shadow move with it. Darkness can't move. That's why, prime example, out in space, you see all that darkness out there? Do you know who's really casting that darkness? That's God. God is casting that darkness. You really have to think about that. The darkness is coming from something. There's light, then there's darkness. The darkness is not an object, it's casted. What is casted in darkness? That's God. Everybody don't want to accept that. And no, it's not evil. Stop thinking that. They don't want to know that. They don't want to accept that. They don't want to tell the truth, but that's the truth. We are now living in Revelation. This is Revelation time. And I am here to reawaken you. That's my purpose. Everyone have dreams. We all had dreams as children. And to be quite honest, the real purpose of a dream, other than, imaginations and stuff like that, was really messages from God to send messages to you. That was your purpose in life. He tells you what your purpose is through your dreams. That's why back then you used to have a dream of what you want to do in life. Everyone, every soul had a purpose. What your purpose was to service God. And on earth, whatever that purpose was to do that. It could be to be a doctor, save lives. It could be to be a firefighter, you know, save lives that way. Whatever you felt as a child at that time, to, what did you want to do? What did you have a true passion about? Not something that your parents made you do or something that you were told to do, you know, all of that BS or what society or what the world is. No, God is never of the world. Whatever the world is, you do the opposite. This is a paradise. This is the new heavens. This was never supposed to be a service land, you know? God only put this place here for us to be fruitful, multiply, and be happy. Praise and worship Him. You know what I'm saying? Give thanks for the fact that we have this new heaven. And because man had disobeyed, he didn't even care about the fact of women. We didn't even have women at first. It was just Adam. Adam was bored, I guess, and wanted women, and God made women. So multiplied. But that's a whole nother subject. But we'll get on that another day. Um, but yeah, people don't even know that full story. But yeah, like y'all, when I came here and seen the way y'all live life, it's terrible. And the way y'all think, like why would you think somebody would steal or terrorize you just because they observing you or they near you or somebody want to fight? No, it's called looking at you. I'm watching you. I'm observing you. You have eyes. You have a nose. You have senses. If you see me, I see you. Simple as that. Obviously, you see me looking at you. So I see you looking at me. What's wrong about that? I don't have a problem with it. But you do, so you feel offended. Why is that? You must be doing something you shouldn't be doing. See, there's a problem. It's you, it's not me. I don't have a problem. But if you want to face it, I don't have a problem. Like I said. And that's what I be getting with you people. Like, I don't know. You put yourself out there. You really do. And then you say you go to God, but you really don't. Because you do the craziest things, you know better. And you heard God and you still do the opposite. I see it, I watch it. And I laugh. But I mind my business. I still laugh though, I ain't gonna lie. Cause it'd be funny. It'd be funny as hell. It'd be funny. uh, I miss those days, I ain't gonna lie. If only I could record it. But nah, that's privacy. But yeah, that's your free will. You actually have free will. But then when things go wrong, you want to blame God. No, that was your choice. You made that choice. If anything, blame Satan. And sometimes it ain't even him. Like I said, you made that choice. All you have to do was listen or follow your gut. You have common sense. You just don't use them. All you have to do is go in silence. Just silence all the noise in the room. Go to a silence place, and God will talk to you. Quiet the noise from the world because the world make too much noise. They would try to distract you. It may be scary at first, but it's quiet the noise of the room. And You'll be good with it. Yeah, it'll be cool after a while. Yeah, you just gotta really trust it and trust that he listening. But you people, yeah, y'all gotta wake up and get your soul back. Like seriously, that's why everything is so boring nowadays. Nobody have talent no more. Everybody's so robotic. AI. Everyone's dead. You know. I don't know what y'all did, but it's 2026. Time for a change. We're about to change this.